Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. And today in Division 2, we're going to be checking out all the vendors, seeing if there's anything worth picking up for you guys, seeing if there's anything you need for your recal library. As well, we're going to be looking at anything that you might want to pick up for the optimization station when that nerf comes in a week or two. And it'll be nice to hold on to a couple pieces of these items. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe. And if you like the video, smash that like button. Alright, the first thing we have at the Washington DC vendor is the Anarchist Cookbook. Now this is a great name backpack when we get some good rolls, although the ones we have are not the best, but it comes with the talent Perfectly Wicked, applying a status effects, increase total weapon damage by 18% for 27 seconds. Now a couple builds I like using this with is an ongoing directive, since the armor core doesn't really matter, because a lot of times when you're running ongoing directive, you're really going to want to run solo just because it's very hard to keep that buff up, and it just adds that extra bit of damage that we lost when we were using the Eclipse protocol back in TU11 and before the TU12 nerf. Now it also is really good if you want to use like a Hunter's Fury in PvP build with that Ridgeways. It still works really great, although you're not getting that Eclipse protocol benefit. Still, it is a nice benefit and you're always going to have that up unless we have those Hasbro boys who love to sit in the DZ. Next, we have the G36. Now this is only good because I'd say if you need something for your recal library that damage to armor, go ahead and pick that up and take that attribute out there. That way you have that for assault rifles. Other than that, we're going to head over to the clan vendor. Alright, the first thing we have is the contractor gloves. Now these are still best in slot for damage for any red build, so if you are looking to get into the raid for a DPS build, this is where you're going to want to get them. Now, although this is not the best roll and you probably want to save this for the optimization station, especially if you're someone who just hasn't been able to get these gloves yet, I would re-roll the health to whatever stat you wanted and just wait for optimization station nerf until you can upgrade those. But if you're re-rolling it, depending on what you were running, let's say you're running LMGs, you would definitely want handling. If you were running anything else, you would want crit hit damage, and you'd be good to go. Next, we have the Hardwire gear set. Really great set, great for skill builds, great for really those seeker builds, and I am still a huge fan of those cluster seeker. It's a really fun build and you can just spam them to ad nauseum. Next, we have the Rigger Mask. Not a bad gear set. I showed off a build the other day. It's kind of fun, but still prefer Hardwire or any other yellow skill build, to be honest. And then we have the Hardwire knee pads. Again, a great build. Usually you want to build around skill damage for this, so that's what we would be re-rolling. Other than that, we do have these max armor gloves. If you're looking for that armor for your recal library, go ahead and pick that up. Alright, we are now at the campus, and the first thing we have is the Darkness. Now generally I will just say stay away from this weapon, and looking at the rolls, I'd say stay away from it again. Generally there's not a lot of builds that work around blind, and I wish there was some more different gear sets that would really work with this. But generally if you just don't have a great roll, just go ahead on pass on this. Next, we do have a max weapon handling roll for masks. If you are looking for that, pick that up for your recal library. Alright, over here at the theater, we have the Mob. Now, this is the named shotgun that came from TU11, and this is a really nice secondary. I like running this with my backfire build just because it's got that armor on kill. Although we don't have that great of a talent and that great of rolls, if I was going to pick this up, I'd probably get something like Preservation, just because that's how I like running it. I like to use it as a secondary with the backfire, just in case I get in trouble with that bleed. And although you could pick this up and optimize that when it comes into the optimization station, if you play during TU11, I am sure you have a lot of these and you probably have a couple god rolls. But it is a very nice shotgun. I love this. It's one of my favorite. Of course, it's the same shotgun that the Scorpio is, and it's just all around a great gun to have in your arsenal. Alright, we're over here at DZ East, and we have the named Gila Guard mask, the Night Watcher. Nothing new. We usually get this at least once a week somewhere, but it has a really nice talent, and it comes with the Scanner Pulsed Haste, 100%. So this is really good if you build around it. You add something in like Spotter, and you can pretty much keep Spotter up 100% of the time. Very fun build to run if you can build around it. Like I said, it's not going to be the best thing to use, but it is definitely something that will mix up the monotony, especially if you're getting bored with those typical adrenaline rush builds. Next, we have the Tip of the Spear mask. Just just a mid-tier roll. I would just go ahead and stay away from that. And then we have the Aces 8. Now this is the only sniper gear set in the game, but it doesn't have that great of a role. Just go out in the open world and farm something better. Alright, we're over here at DZ South, and we have the named Vector, the Dark Winner. Now this is pretty rare to see, and it has a great talent. Perfect Killer. Killing an enemy with critical hit grants plus 50% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. Really amazing talent, especially with this gun. Ideally, we just re-roll that 2 damage to target out of cover and save this for the optimization station, especially if you do not have this one. This is a great opportunity. That way you do not have to go out in the DZ. So if you have the funds, go ahead and pick it up. Next, we have the Hardwire Backpack, another great gear set. Like I said, this is probably one of the backpacks that you actually need to run the gear set, and just re-roll that skill damage to max. We also have the True Patriot, very fun gear set to run, and it's a mid-tier roll, so I would just wait till you find something better out in the open world. Alright, we're over here at DZ West, and we have the Death Grips. Now, this used to be really good gloves, but honestly, if you are able to fit in the Bellstone Armory 2 set, it is definitely worth doing it. That way you're not losing a brand set bonus for health, or you're not losing an attribute for armor on kill. Although this is very good, you can definitely find a better one out in the DZ, but if you don't want to farm and you just want your Death Grips, go ahead and pick that up. But ideally, I would just go ahead and try to fit that Bellstone Armory into your build if you can. Next, we have max shotgun damage for that recal library. As well, we have a max critical hit chance if you're looking for that for your rifle builds. We also have Future Initiative, one of the best healing sets in the game, if not the best. Next, we have the Tip of the Spear, and this is just a mid-tier roll. Go ahead and pass on that. Other than that, we got the Death Grips, we have the Dark Winner. There's a lot of good stuff to pick up. There's the Anarchist Cookbook, not the best roll, but you can definitely make it work with a lot of things. Now, if you're looking for other videos, I also do build videos, tutorials, Division 2 news, everything for old players to new players and everything in between. And thanks again for watching.